Welcome to today's episode of Budding Age of Ayurveda meeting Flourishing Vaidyas. Daksha Vaidya ಮತ್ತು ಯುವ ವೈದ್ಯರ ಸಮ್ಮಿಲನ. Atomid is manufacturing like 120, 140 plus products, and it's also like such a insanely famous that even it's everybody's word of mouth. How do you source the raw materials? So because India is a home for 8,000 plus medicinal plant species, and whereas for 140 plus crore population, and it's an endangered era, to be frank, no doubt. So what's your strategy for the raw materials?
Yeah, India has got 44,000 species actually,
44,000.
of which vascular are around 20 to 22,000 plants are vascular plants, which are where biomass is available. Around 8,000 plants have been explained to have some biological activity, but Ayurveda has only 600 plants. So I can manufacture only 600. So it is not big deal actually. For example, if there is a new disease, okay, and I have a, let's say, laboratory model, some cell line model to find. To test all the 600 plants is just like peanuts. It's so easy. So it's not a difficult task. So now your question is, first thing is sourcing. While sourcing, first time when you source, standardizing is very, very important. It rained today. So if you collect a plant today, it will be absolutely different from if you had collected the same plant 130 days back. So actually the active principles are at maximum during hot summers. Okay, but then some plants have to be taken during other season. Here I would like to say two things. First is, as many plants you collect from forest, okay, you will get pure plants without heavy metals, without pesticides, and it has to be identified by a taxonomist. Now, we believe in chemical identity of a plant. So once you get a plant, once you get an extract, the quantity of the chemical which is biologically active should be same. So once you identify, there is no way that you can fail. But how many people have developed the libraries to, see every batch? Not many. So second is, a processing method. Everything is not water soluble. Okay, only few alkaloids are water soluble, but many terpenes and others are not water soluble. So you need to have a proper solvent system. If you are not sure about the solvent system, there is an alternative method which we use. Now again, classical versus non-classical. How many types of kashayas are there according to kashaya kalpanas are there according to Ayurveda?
500 plus.
No, kalpanas. Panchavida kashaya.
Panchavida kashaya kalpana.
In that, you get only churna, arishta, and kashaya, right? But which is supposed to be the strongest? Swarasa. Do you get swarasa anywhere? No. Next, there are 23 plants, if you collect from multiple textbooks, to be used as fresh. Okay, haritaki, shatavari, guduchi, kushmanda, like that. Are the pharmacies using them as fresh? No. So while doing the clinical, virology studies for dengue and other things, we realized that when you take swarasa only, it is effective. Once you dry it, it is not, because when it is swarasa, there is some solvent in the plant which is holding that active principle, which will go off if you just boil it with water. Acharyas have never told you to boil into and make it. It is commercially viable, that's all. But that's not what Shastra says. So we adopted a scientific method. We use only fresh, most of these. Rarely we use dry. For example, haritaki we do use dry because you have water soluble components also in that. Or if you make churna is, every component will come in churna except that gets decomposed due to sunlight or dry. So let's say shatavari. So you take swarasa out of shatavari by grinding it, bring it down to minus 80 degrees. Okay, then you increase 20 degrees every 20 minutes or 30 minutes. and bring them to room temperature, you will get powder. It is not true that only boiling makes the water evaporate. If you have seen a river or a pond during summer in early morning, you can see water gets evaporated. Okay, so now you can use this powder because this powder is durable. Swarasa is not durable. So when Swarasa has been told in the textbook, in original, we use Swarasa only, I mean fresh only. So that's why I say I am more classical. I follow what is told by our acharyas, not the so-called pseudo-classicals. So we never have a problem with the raw material. Standardization, we don't have a problem. Identification, we don't have a problem. And we have, see, it is, I should say, I shouldn't do everything myself. For example, we have so many products, we don't have a manufacturing unit. We depend on others on manufacturing who have perfected the art. So it is a symbiosis. So we have a taxonomist and a person who collects from, mostly we collect from the forest, and who does, and he gives me sends me a sample telling that just make sure that you are matches to your standard. So once my lab says that yes, it matches to my standard, then he disposes, sends raw material. So it's all about the faith that we have. So we have more than 15 partners in different places.
So you didn't comment on the fact medicinal plants are in the endangered era.
Yeah, medicinal plants are in the endangered era, but not. See, endanger is if you waste. Lot of classical way of manufacturing has got a lot of wastage. We don't have wastage, and we, as a government rule, we don't use endangered plants. Okay. If there is a molecule in an endangered plant, the same molecule you will find in some other plant, other species, which is a substitute. So you go for the substitute, which is abundantly available, which is cultivated. And I'm not worried about future, because we are also doing some work. We can grow these plants in bioreactors. You can grow them. It is, I mean, have you succeeded? No, I have not succeeded yet. But I think we will succeed one day. So that will be the way to go, instead of depending only on nature. Cultivation also will come. Cultivation is not, for farmers, cultivating medicinal plants is not very economically viable. They get around 40 to 50,000 rupees a year per acre per crop. So it's very less. So, but then people will take up and it will become expensive. But plants will grow.
Yes. It's everything works in a system. Both the cultivations and the technology should go hand in hand.
Hand in hand.
Then coming for who were your earlier advisors or your partners in your earlier journey of this attributes? Because why I took this question is choosing a right spouse or a right partner in your life is a important part of your journey. In this in this relationship era, it is all fake or not sure, not deep. So how it's important in choosing a right direction or going in a right direction in your life?
You're prompting to say that my wife is... Okay, my wife has never advised me. I have never taken advice from her. Ask her. It's her complaint. But my wife is I was doing all these things, and I was in debt. I didn't have money. So she stood hard, practice, so that my daily household work, expenses, my son's education, everything was taken care, because she had very good practice. She's a good practitioner. So that is about spouse. And of course, you can imagine somebody going to UK at the age of 50 and doing, master in medicinal chemistry, how much she is dedicated. So, and for example, in R&D, her contribution of late is 90%. Mine is only 10%. So designing the studies and conducting the studies in everything. So that's very important. I got lucky. Then there have been some breaks. You should have breaks. So I had a friend by name Darshan. I was a director for that FRLST by then, and later also I have done a lot of work for them. I had not taken any single rupee money from him, so he was kind of very happy with me. So he told me one day that there is one guy who has come from the US and I want you to meet him because he's interested in Ayurveda. So I went. During that time, I was doing work on Duchenne's muscular dystrophy. And so he asked me, how did you diagnose? I said, biopsy. He was impressed. Wow, that's good. So how are you following up? I said, CPK levels and, all that motor activity. And so incidentally, he knew whom I was treating. And he called up and he said, yes, there is a lot of improvement. At least it looks like a disease has been arrested for past 2-3 years. So this Darshan introduced me to Dr. Shivan and he became my boss in Reliance. He was the one who said, you do go and do. So initially, as far as Ayurveda running the company is concerned, it's all about reading books. Nobody taught me. But about business, I learned in Reliance, looking at various people, especially with Dr. Shivan Gaju. So otherwise I'm a self-made man. I don't think, these days YouTube, internet, you get a lot of data, ChatGPT or, Meta, you get so much of data, so you can learn from that. But you have to be careful to know what is right and what is not. And keep reading every day, improve your knowledge. So you will learn.
Okay, sir. Next, coming for Atomid is not only in Karnataka basically on also national level, but it's in international market also. How this runs, sir? What are the hurdles we have to face? An entrepreneur to know from the Atomid how this runs basically.
See, the entrepreneurship is at a various level, and each leader or each CEO has got his own style. I would say many people will say that because my style is a different style, we did not grow as much as we should have grown. We should have been something like a 5,000 crore company now for what we have. If you look at our Zeptigo, which cures, gangrene or ulcerative colitis, we should have been. So, but we are still a small company in India and globally okay. So how it works? All my employees and with everybody, I work with the faith. I don't have stringent rules, norms. Not that, see, for all my medical reps have to give attendance from the place where they meet a doctor, etc. But there are few things. We never ever abuse anybody in the employee. We give respect to everybody, including our office assistant. There is no Ninu, there is Nivu for everybody, including medical reps too. That is the first thing. Secondly, you need to trust people, like my manager or a thing. I don't involve at all in marketing. So they do the sales and everything. Similarly, we have a company in Germany, and that's another story. I went to Berlin, gave a speech, and one guy came and asked me about our quality standards. I asked him to come to Bangalore, have a look at my factory, etc. He came, he became my partner. And we are family friends. They have 100% faith on us. To the extent that he gave me half of his company, part of his company, free. He said, you are the reason why, when I say me, for my Atromed. So that much relationship we have. And they had come, for example, last week, we were supposed to divest and something went wrong. And they were worried whether I will be upset about it. And they came, and the way we treated them, hospitality, they were kind of floored. They said, this is what a relationship is all about. So I'm more into relationship, even with my manufacturers, even my vendors. When the vendors come, usually vendors have to treat the buyer, but I treat them when they come to here or when I meet them anywhere. And we are known as paymasters. Paymasters is we pay on time to everybody. And even for medical, our employees, is one of the few companies which pays before 2nd of every month. We try to pay before 1st, on 29th, 30th itself we try to pay. So there are some disciplines. Second, quality. If you look at the office and environment, we are for the quality. Even for packaging. Some of the packaging is designed by a company which is Japanese and German, and we have paid up to 20 lakhs. You can see these are the Kokoi kind of and even in the packaging you can see, just feel. We are the first to give tactile sensation in not only Ayurveda, in medical industry altogether. Even in a tube, for the tube to get tactile sensation, we call the expert from Germany. He came to the tube manufacturing plant, not me, and he imparted the technology, and we for first time in India we got a 3D a tube. So see, basically it is a passion. It's not about just making money and making name. I mean, it's more about passion. It's not for social media for sure. It's basically that I have to be, everybody should be proud to give an Ayurvedic medicine. An Ayurvedic doctor should be proud, and it should be quality. With the quality, of course, cost comes. Ours is not really expensive compared to many others, but then still we are not at the lower end. So we manage across the world with relationships, and there are people. There is a person in Seoul, for example, in South Africa. I'm sorry, South Korea. There's a guy in Vietnam. There's a person in Malaysia. There's a person in, for example, Malaysia. His son's wedding, I went from here. So he called me that you should come. So some of my patients, my wife is going to Africa to attend her patient's son, daughter's wedding. So it's a relationships, and if you have faith within each other, some people falter, some people make mistakes, but you should have the large heart to accept the mistakes, absorb it, because I would have done a lot of mistakes. As I said, if I in my place, if there had been a cutthroat businessman, I think Atterbury would have been much better, but we wouldn't have done so much of R&D. For example, amount we spend for R&D is disproportionate to our profits. Sometimes we spend 50% of our profits on R&D. So it's for self-pleasure. And I'm thankful that my partner he never bothers.
It's dream of every visionary, sir. This is what makes you unique in market. Next, I would like to ask, since in accelerating costs of very basics, how do you manage your products to be affordable to the public?
See, costing is, I'll tell you what, as a doctor, when I was sitting on the other side, when the medical rep used to come, I used to say, 500 mg of ashwagandha will cost you something like 15 paisa. Why are you selling it for 3 rupees? And now when I started manufacturing, I realized that there are so many other costs. I'll give you a simple example. If your product is 100 rupees, is a MRP. For 100 rupee MRP for product like this, you have to pay 18% GST. So 18% GST is something like 16.5% in the reverse calculation. So that much was minus. The distributor, for the first guy who buys from me for a 100 rupee product, he will give me only 60 rupees. Max. 50 to 55 is the norm. So now let's say 55 rupees he gives me. Now in that 55, again you have to remove 16 rupees. So it becomes 39 rupees. Packaging is very expensive. Then raw material is expensive. Conversion cost is there. Then incidental cost, like there is wastage. QC cost. Every batch of our product is tested for heavy metals, microbial contamination, and pesticides. And one batch test costs me anywhere between 18,000 to 25,000 rupees. And if I make 1 lakh units now, you can already see that another 1 rupee gone for testing. In the end, what we get is very less. So honestly speaking, we are not making big money in India. But in export, we get money because there is no GST. Plus, what we sell here for X, we can sell for 3X. So we are discounting for Indian patients and Indian doctors because of the overseas business. So that's how we are able to manage. And market is very competitive. There is a method of actually pricing. It's called raw material. PM is packing material, then conversion cost, then you have tax, then you have transport. Okay, then you have some incidental other costs. You know that India is not a completely honest country. We have to feed many people. So with all that, we keep a margin. So if something like 10 rupees, then we keep 50% as a margin, so 5 rupees. So our selling price should be 15 rupees. So that's a base calculation with which we sell. And we sell some products for a huge margin. We also sell some products for only about 10% margin. So it evens out as long as we are able to pay all our vendors and employees.
I asked sir because is it the like there's a norm. Ayurveda is for premium group of people, or you justify it as a no. Ayurveda is for everyone. Where it stands, sir?
See, India is not one country. India is multiple countries because I work in Meghalaya, an NGO. I work in UP. I work in Bihar. We had worked in that place where people died of eating lychee. So, uh, so economy-wise, there is huge difference between Bangalore to Mysore, and Mysore from that to Nanjangud, and Nanjangud to another Doddi. It's a difference. So Ayurveda our kind of Ayurveda can go to only tier 2, tier 3 cities. I don't think. I mean, not that we are not selling in small towns of Mandya. We do sell, but that is because there is a doctor who understands that my patients require this kind of. So if it is a consumer goods, it is different. But you must understand how. Not Ayurveda, medicines are different.
Medicines.
A medicine can be sold, same molecule can be sold for 4 rupees and also 140 rupees. It is possible. If you see in the market, you will see cephalosporins are available for different pricing. Now, the reason is this. When you go and buy soap, do you ask the shopkeeper what soap should I buy, or what is your knowledge level? You are here. You know what to buy and you go and pick it up. Sometimes you experiment, but then when you buy electronic goods, you will think that you are buying some model, and invariably you will end up buying something which is bigger than that for little more bigger budget than you, because the other guy keeps telling you, sir, there are better features, this is lighter, battery life is more. True or not, you don't know. Whether when you're buying electronic goods, we say our knowledge is 50-50. But as a patient, when you go to doctor, whatever doctor gives you, you will take. Your knowledge is zero, right? And that doctor is not involved in the transactions between the person and the pharmacy. So this is a unique business, and in this unique business, if the product is effective, honest doctor will make a good decision. So price is not the matter. It doesn't matter. People will buy.
Yes, sir. Completely, I agree. What's your sir? Since it's a advertising era, to be very frank, whatever people see, they buy that goods, what they see every day. Recently, you have also started plant science in this Atomid stream, and I have been seeing the posts every day regarding that. What's your like what you choose for the marketing, word to word, like people to people, or there is another stream which works at Remed's marketing, regarding that, what you want to say, sir?
Yeah, personal care and cosmetics is a different division, and nutritional is a different division. Honestly, we started in 2019 because somebody wanted to invest on us and to make a brand. It was a different company altogether. COVID came and killed it. So then we did not stop because we made fantastic products, including nice packaging. So we are continuing with that. And advertisement is a huge business. It's a pull business. Like this is going to a doctor is a push business. You push the product to a doctor and he gives you. This is pull. So the eyeballs, you should be visible. So there is social media, there is electronic media, there is a print media. It requires huge money. For example, it's around 20 crores is what you require for only Karnataka for 1 year. Okay, and you will make 20 crores after 3 years. So that is the equation. So this, I mean, we are also trying, but because we do sampling, lot of sampling, because our quality is good, people come and buy. So slowly we are growing, and hopefully somebody will come and invest again, and we will have advertisements and everything all around. And that I will give it. I will not. Once it goes to that level, a professional will come and sit here. An Ayurvedic doctor cannot do, advertisement and this and that. So there are few things which I don't want to tell. Okay. I just went to TV. They asked me, "Can you cure this disease?" I said no. So I said, "But then, sir, if you say like this, nobody will buy your product." I said, "Let them not buy. It doesn't matter." I cannot say something because it is against my ethics. It is against my profession. Like I have seen one guy who is not even a doctor. When phone a call, somebody is asking, "Can this cure some tonic he's selling. Can it cure diabetes? He said, I cannot say. There are people who got cured, so you can try for 6 months. A dishonest person. Can tonic, can it cure diabetes? But we cannot say that. So same inhibition we have. So we have quality. I'll give you some samples. You go home and try, and I'm sure you will buy it.
So, like since you also said, and we know you're a ferocious reader, you came from scratch to you have built a crore business. Like we would like to know your like success mantra. Like since it's a video for budding Vaidyas, what do you say, or what are your stands? What you want to stand in your daily lives, or this I follow the routine for the routine for the success. I want to know that, sir.
First thing I'll tell you, 50% of the secret of success is luck. Honestly, I got lucky. I got lucky in finding people. I got lucky in getting married. I got lucky in many places. I almost was under a bus and I survived. So I'm a very, very lucky person. First thing. Second, if you have a conviction, you should be at it, but clarity should be there in thought process. Okay, it's very easy to look for shortcuts. Okay, clarity is this is right, this is wrong. It should be very clear. So do only right whatever it is. Your pride is more important than the money you get. Money will come or it will not come. Sometimes it will not come. Even there are days where me and my one student when I was in, this must be around 95, in the night suddenly realized that neither of us had any money, nor we had anything except rice. So we boiled rice, added salt, and we had. Now, that's even you should be happy about that. Now I'm proud about it because I can tell the story to others. So the two things: clarity, which is right, and I will do only right. I will not do something wrong. Now, though I thought this is right, I might have done something wrong. That is excusable. Okay, so that's very important. Next, knowledge is incremental. Knowledge is not, you can't know everything once. That enlightenment, I don't believe. So, and knowledge keeps changing also. So you keep reading, keep reading. If you enjoy working and if you enjoy reading, you will be never unhappy in your life. And I think growth will never stop. Keep reading, keep working. Okay, enjoy your work. So if you put all these things into your work ethic, okay, but course correction is very, very important. We do a lot of mistakes. You would have seen many Vaidyas, gurus. They have an answer for everything. If you ask me something, if I don't know, I will say, I don't know. I'll refer and come back, or I'll ask somebody, or you ask him. We should be always thinking that I don't know everything. So there is something which I have to know in life. So that is getting knowledge. You should know, or don't hesitate to ask somebody else. And don't hesitate to say, I don't know. Let's find out. Let's Google and find out. Or let's read the book and find out. So openness for, there should be space for more knowledge. Always. See, then some people have a character of showing brave face and, becoming undisturbed even in a very bad position. I'm one of them. I don't care because I always used to say that I have a degree, I have a post-graduation degree. I can speak. So somebody will give me a job of a lecturer if I fail and I close this. Won't somebody give me a job of a lecturer in their college?
Yes, sir.
And all you need is post PG. I have a PG degree. That's all. So I may get a 20,000 rupees salary, 25,000 rupees salary, but gradually I can put a clinic, and I'm sure more people will come. So you should have faith. I mean, basic. What you say. You should have a basic enough skill that you will not go starving. But most important of all, you should have a wife who is earning well. If your spouse is earning well, all this talk can come. Otherwise, probably I wouldn't have been like this. So it's a combination of everything.
Yes.
But hard work is a must.
We have come to end of the session, sir. It was really an honor for me to interview such a great personality. Lot of learnings, lot of guidance. We probably, the viewers must have finished the book, taking down the notes and all. Vision is vision without an action is merely a dream. Action without a vision is just a merely time pass. When vision and the action comes together, world it's change for the world. So success, from the dream to the success do exist, and sir is such an example. Thank you one and all for watching till the end. For